The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the holographic display flickered to life, showing the smoldering remains of what was once the Zephyri Empire's proudest military installation. Ambassador Ray stood at the center of the circular amphitheater, her dark eyes scanning the horrified faces of 100 alien delegates. Beside her, Commander Knox maintained a soldier's posture, his weathered face betraying nothing. "Esteemed members of the Council," Ray began, her voice cutting through the stunned silence like a blade through silk. 3 solar cycles ago, you stood by and watched as the Zephyri attacked Earth's colony on Kepler 442b. You called it a minor territorial dispute. You told us to accept the loss of 12,000 human lives as the price of galactic politics. The Zephyri delegate, a crystalline being whose form usually radiated confident luminescence, now flickered with nervous energy. That was different. Your species was new, untested. You thought we were prey," Knox interrupted, his first words since entering the chamber. The military commander's voice carried the weight of controlled fury. "You thought humanity would roll over and accept your judgment. You were wrong." Ray touched a control on her wrist device and the hologram shifted. It now displayed Earth's fleet, a sight that made several delegates physically recoil. Where once humanity possessed a handful of outdated vessels, now hundreds of sleek angular warships hung in the void, their hulls black as space itself, bristling with weapons that defied conventional galactic understanding. "In 3 cycles," Ray continued, "we reverse-engineered every piece of Zephyri technology from the wreckage at Kepler. We improved it, we made it ours, and then we did what humans do best. We got creative." The Altarian delegate, an ancient being whose species had held a council seat for millennia, leaned forward. "You destroyed an entire military sector, 3 inhabited moons. The Zephyri are crippled." "No," Knox corrected, his scarred hands clasped behind his back. "We precisely eliminated their military capabilities while minimizing civilian casualties. Every strike was calculated, every target chosen for maximum strategic impact with minimum loss of innocent life. We're not monsters, we're simply very, very thorough." Ray gestured again, and the display showed a series of surgical strikes, each one devastating in its precision. Shipyards reduced to debris, command centers vaporized, supply lines severed with mathematical efficiency. The Zephyri Empire thought they could feast on humanity's bones. They learned that humans are not the hunted. We're the hunters. We just choose not to hunt until provoked. "This is barbarism," shouted the Vegan representative, its tentacles writhing in distress. "The Council exists to prevent such violence. Where was the Council when our children burned?" Ray's composure finally cracked, revealing the steel beneath. "Where was your prevention when Zephyri plasma bombs fell on our schools? You want to know what barbarism is? It's standing by and doing nothing while innocents die because it's politically inconvenient to intervene." Knox stepped forward, and every security officer in the chamber tensed. The human commander ignored them. "We sent you 13 requests for intervention. We provided evidence of war crimes. We begged for justice through your proper channels. Each time we were told to wait, to be patient that the Council would deliberate." He paused, his gray eyes sweeping the assembly. "Humanity is done waiting?" The chamber erupted in nervous chatter across a dozen different species vocalizations. Ray raised her hand and surprisingly, silence fell again. "But we're also not unreasonable," she said, her tone shifting to something almost conversational. "The Zephyri Empire has agreed to full reparations. They've ceded the disputed territories and 3 additional systems as compensation. They've signed a 100-cycle non-aggression pact. And most importantly, they now understand that humanity, despite being the newest species in this council, is not to be tested." The Proximan delegate, known for their logic and calculation, spoke carefully. "You're threatening us all." "No," Ray replied, a cold smile playing at her lips. "We're educating you. Humanity came to the stars hoping for peace, for cooperation, for mutual prosperity. We still want that. But we need you to understand something fundamental about our species." Knox took over, his military bearing making every word feel like a pronouncement. "On Earth we have a saying, speak softly and carry a big stick. We prefer diplomacy. We prefer peace. We'll negotiate in good faith, honor our treaties, and stand by our allies. But if you mistake our preference for peace as weakness, if you harm our people and expect us to simply accept it," he let the sentence hang, unfinished but understood. Ray pulled up one final image, Earth, blue and green and beautiful, surrounded by its new fleet, with Mars and a dozen other human colonies visible in the background, all defended by the same dark vessels. Humanity's membership in this council is no longer a request. It's a statement. We're here, we're staying, and we'll be the best allies you could ask for, or the worst enemies you could imagine. The choice is yours. The Galactic Council chamber remained silent for a long moment. Then the ancient Altarian delegate stood, its crystalline form chiming softly. I motion to grant humanity full council membership, with all rights and responsibilities thereof. Seconded came immediately from the Proximan delegate, followed quickly by others. Even the diminished Zephori representative raised a trembling appendage in agreement. As the vote was tallied, unanimous, Ray and Knox exchanged a brief glance. They hadn't wanted it to come to this, but the galaxy had learned something crucial about humanity. They were a species that would extend a hand in friendship once, twice, even 3 times. But if that hand was bitten, they wouldn't just bite back, they'd take the whole arm. Thank you, esteemed colleagues, Ray said, her diplomatic smile returning. Humanity looks forward to a long and prosperous relationship with the Galactic Council. Let's work together to ensure that displays like today's are never necessary again. As the 2 humans left the chamber, Knox muttered just loud enough for Ray to hear. Think they got the message? Ray's smile turned genuine for the first time that day. Oh, they got it. The question is whether they'll remember it. Behind them, the Galactic Council continued to stare at the images of Earth's fleet, each delegate privately vowing never to give humanity a reason to demonstrate their capabilities again. Earth had announced itself on the galactic stage not with words, but with actions that would echo through the cosmos for generations. Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy would never be the same.